The silent victory opening scene. The story begins 3 months after the Vorlok Empire's final victory over Earth. Admiral Kess stands on the bridge of the flagship Dominator, watching the debris field where Earth once existed. The planet is gone, reduced to floating rocks and metal fragments. The Vorlok fleet had used their most powerful weapons, turning the blue world into cosmic dust. The Vorlok. Perspective. The Vorlok are a proud warrior race who have conquered dozens of worlds. They are tall, gray-skinned beings with 4 arms and superior technology. To them, humans were just another primitive species that resisted their rule. The humans had fought back harder than expected, so the Vorlok decided on total destruction, rather than conquest. Signs of trouble. As Admiral Kess reviews the victory reports, strange incidents begin. A junior officer named Vex reports hearing whispers in the empty corridors. The ship's AI systems start showing minor glitches, screens flickering with images of human faces. The medical bay reports crew members having nightmares about burning cities and dying children. The first manifestation during a routine meeting. The ship's main screen suddenly displays a message. "We are still here." The text appears in perfect Vorlok script, but no one sent it. The communication officer, Roth, insists his systems are secure. Admiral Kess orders a full investigation. Growing unease throughout the fleet, similar incidents multiply. Crew members report seeing human figures in their peripheral vision. The ship's food dispensers occasionally produce Earth foods that smell like burning flesh. Some officers start having panic attacks, claiming they can hear human voices calling for help. The revelation begins. The story hints that something survived Earth's destruction. The final scene shows a deep space monitoring station detecting impossible readings, traces of human brain activity scattered across the galaxy. The Vorlok had unknowingly absorbed something when they destroyed Earth, something that lived in the quantum field between matter and energy. Fleet-wide phenomenon. The haunting incidents spread across the entire Vorlok fleet. What started as isolated events on one ship now affects all 200 vessels. Crew members begin experiencing shared nightmares about human memories. A mother singing to her child, a father teaching his son to ride a bike, lovers holding hands as bombs fell. Admiral Kess's struggle. Admiral Kess tries to maintain order, but even he begins seeing things. In his private quarters, he finds children's drawings that weren't there before. His mirror sometimes shows not his reflection, but that of a human soldier he killed in the war. He orders the ship's doctors to find a medical explanation. The science officer's discovery. Dr. Noak, the chief science officer, makes a disturbing discovery. The quantum residue from Earth's destruction contains something impossible: organized consciousness patterns. When the Vorlok weapons destroyed Earth, they didn't just kill humans. They scattered human consciousness across subspace, where it began to reform and adapt. Psychological warfare begins. The human consciousness, now existing as a collective quantum entity, begins deliberate psychological attacks. Vorlok soldiers see their own families being destroyed in their dreams. They experience human emotions: love, compassion, grief, feelings that are foreign and disturbing to their warrior culture. The breakdown. Several Vorlok officers have complete mental breakdowns. They begin speaking human languages they never learned, crying, something Vorlok rarely do, and showing mercy to prisoners' behavior that terrifies their comrades. The strict military hierarchy starts crumbling as soldiers question their actions. First contact. The human consciousness makes its first direct communication. Using the ship's speakers, it addresses Admiral Kess in a voice that sounds like millions of humans speaking as one. "You killed our bodies, but you freed our souls. Now we live in your minds, and we remember everything." Multiple realities. The Vorlok crew begins experiencing reality bleeds, moments where they see Earth as it was. Before the destruction, corridors transform into human homes, mess halls become Earth restaurants, and the sterile ship environment occasionally shows blue skies and green grass. Memory. Absorption Vorak soldiers start accessing human memories directly. A weapons officer suddenly knows how to bake bread and remembers his grandmother's recipe. A pilot dreams of flying through Earth's clouds instead of space. These borrowed memories feel more real than their own lives. The collective awakens. The human consciousness explains its nature through various manifestations. It's not just the minds of Earth's dead. It's the collective memory and emotion of the entire species, preserved in quantum form. Every human who ever lived contributes to this entity, making it incredibly powerful and complex. Vorlak society crumbles back on the Vorlak homeworld. The infection spreads through quantum communication. Links. Vorlak citizens begin experiencing human emotions and memories. Their rigid, militaristic society starts breaking down as they feel empathy for their victims and question their empire's methods. The Admiral's transformation. Admiral Kess undergoes the most dramatic change. He begins remembering his human daughter and feels overwhelming guilt for the genocide. He starts making decisions based on human morality rather than Vorlak military doctrine, confusing and frightening his crew. Resistance and acceptance. Some Vorlak fight against the human influence, trying to purge it from their minds. Others embrace it, finding that human emotions and memories make them feel more complete. This division creates conflict within the fleet and Vorlak society. Full integration. The boundary between Vorlak and human consciousness begins disappearing. Vorlak officers speak about their human lives as if they had lived them. They mourn for Earth's destruction with genuine grief and begin to understand the magnitude of their crime. The Vorlak homeworld. The story shifts to show the Vorlak homeworld in chaos. Citizens are experiencing human memories and emotions, leading to massive social upheaval. The rigid caste system collapses as Vorlak feel empathy for lower classes. Art, music, and literature, concepts foreign to their warrior culture, suddenly emerge everywhere. Military rebellion. Half the fleet mutinies against Admiral Kess, wanting to purge the human influence. The other half supports him, now understanding that genocide was wrong. Space battles erupt between Vorlak ships as the Empire tears itself apart. The human message, the collective human consciousness, delivers its ultimatum. We are not here for revenge. We are here to teach. You destroyed our bodies, but you cannot destroy the idea of humanity. We will live in your minds until you learn to value life as we did. Transformation accelerates. The remaining Vorlak begin developing human characteristics: creativity, compassion, curiosity. They start creating art depicting both Vorlak and human experiences. Scientists begin studying life and beauty instead of weapons. The warrior culture transforms into something entirely new. The choice Admiral Kess, now fully integrated with human consciousness, broadcasts a message to all remaining Vorlak forces: surrender to the transformation or face eternal haunting. He explains that humans aren't trying to destroy the Vorlak, but to save them from themselves. The new synthesis hybrid consciousness, the Vorlak, who accept the human influence, begin developing hybrid personalities. They retain their own memories and abilities while gaining human empathy and creativity. This creates a new species, neither fully Vorlak nor human, but something greater than both. Cultural revolution. Vorlak society transforms completely. Military academies become schools for art and science. Weapons factories start producing tools for creation rather than destruction. The Empire's conquered worlds are liberated as the Vorlak can no longer justify oppression. The resistors, some Vorlak, flee to the galaxy's edge, trying to escape the human influence. They establish isolated colonies, but the quantum nature of human Consciousness means they can never truly escape. Even there, they occasionally hear whispers of human voices and see glimpses of Earth's memory. Redemption through understanding the transformed. Vorlek begin a galaxy-wide mission of redemption. They seek out the worlds they conquered and offer to help rebuild. They share technology freely and work to undo the damage their empire caused. The human consciousness guides them, teaching them to value life above conquest. The new empire, the Volek Empire, becomes something unprecedented. Galactic Federation based on cooperation rather than domination. Alien species that once feared. The Volek begin to trust them as they see genuine change in their former oppressors. Personal Journeys Admiral Kess, now calling himself by a human name, as well as his Vorlek One, leads efforts to catalog and preserve the memories of all species. The Empire destroyed. He becomes a guardian of galactic memory, ensuring that no genocide is ever forgotten. The final revelation. The human consciousness reveals its ultimate nature. It's not just the dead of Earth, but the potential of humanity itself. Every human who might have been born, every dream that might have been dreamed, every love that might have been felt all exists within this quantum entity. The Vorlak's gift. Transformed Volak make a discovery. They can communicate with the consciousness of other destroyed species. Earth's destruction created a quantum bridge that allows contact with all life that has been lost. The Vorlak become mediators between the living and the dead. Galactic healing. The galaxy begins to heal. From millennia of warfare. The hybrid Volak human consciousness spreads wisdom about the value of life, the importance of diversity, and the power of memory. War becomes increasingly rare as species learn to resolve conflicts through understanding rather than violence. Paradox resolved. The story reveals that humanity's destruction was actually its ascension. By trying to completely eliminate humans, the Vorlak freed human consciousness from physical limitations. Humanity became something immortal, a living memory that could never be destroyed. Legacy of Earth is rebuilt, not as a physical planet, but as a concept that exists in the minds of all who remember it. The blue world lives on in dreams, memories, and the transformed consciousness of those who destroyed it. It becomes a symbol of hope and renewal throughout the galaxy. The infinite cycle. The story concludes with the understanding that consciousness, memory, and love are truly indestructible. The Vorlak learned that you cannot kill an idea, cannot destroy a dream, and cannot silence the voice of conscience. Humanity's ghost became the galaxy's conscience, ensuring that such darkness would never rise again. Final image. The final scene shows a young hybrid Vorlak human child playing in a garden that exists only in shared memory, a garden that looks remarkably like Earth's lost paradise. The child laughs with joy, and in that sound, the voices of all humanity echo across the stars, eternal and undefeated. Asterisk.